All right, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. Got head coach Ben Olsen here for you. Ben, just to kick it off, another important match against a Western Conference opponent on the road this weekend. How's the team kind of prepared for Colorado?
Good week. Early in the week, it was moody and still kind of recovering a hair from a tough tie, but really good change of pace once Wednesday hit, and with the understanding that we're still in this thing, and it's a exciting matchup against a good team who's also fighting for their lives. And this is the time of the year where these games get interesting because you need results, and we all want to be in the postseason. And there's always 5 or 6 teams there fighting it out for the last 4 or 5 games, and this is where we live.
All right, thanks for that. We'll start with Danny in here. Go ahead, Danny.
Yes, thank you, Coach. Damian, Jack, Brooklyn's comeback.
Yeah.
More options for you, for the staff.
More options, and obviously that gives you more options in the starting, but it also trickles down, and now you have different personnel off the bench that can manipulate games in different ways, and that's a nice thing to have on both ends.
Good. All right, we'll go to Dustin. Go ahead, Dustin.
Hey, Ben. Just looking at Colorado, I know they kind of swapped Mihailovic, Paxton Aronson, and now what have you seen about him that makes them play a little differently, if at all?
It's not crazy different. And I'm sure Chris has some nuance between the two that that I'm sure they're different players. Everybody's got a few different types of tricks or layers to them, or things they're really good at, things they're struggling with. From afar, both kind of playmakers, 10s, busy, like pocket play, can combine, can score, and are dynamic and can change the game. So I don't know if we have to do anything that much different, whether they had former players that have been replaced in there. But he's a great young talent, and it's good. It's kind of an interesting buy on Colorado, and not necessarily you spend money for young players that have talent. It's we did it in some ways with Jack, so you're seeing this kind of move a little bit more within the league. We'll see.
And you mentioned Jack, but getting Jack and Brooklyn back for this game, how big is that just for you guys, for what you do and the way that you guys play?
Yeah, we there were some certain moments in the LA game that you would have loved to have both of those guys in the lineup, and but again, Junior and Dwayne, I thought had pretty good performances, and so again, there's no excuse not to get more points out of the LA game, but Jack and Brooklyn have proven to be the guys that have been starting for us, so it's nice to have that option again.
Thanks, Ben.
Hunter, go ahead.
Hey, Ben. Colorado hasn't played a game in 2 weeks, and you guys kind of already on that weekly schedule. You think that gives you an advantage going to this game?
I've done it. I've played great out of bye weeks. I've had stinkers out of bye weeks in my coaching career and playing career as well. After I came back from the national team, I've played really well after those 2 weeks, and I've had some stinkers. So time will tell.
All right. Speaking of players coming back from international break, Jamaican center back, who's now your new player, Damian. What did you see from him in those games, and where do you see him fitting in the team, and any conversations you've had with him, or is he back with the team?
He's back. Yeah, he's back. And we saw him 2 days before he left for his Jamaican stint, where they were very successful, and he scored a goal. So that was nice to quickly start rooting for somebody, as we do when Jack goes, and now we have Damian to root for in the bye weeks. He's a center back. I mean, he's a tough guy, strong, athletic, understands who he is at this point in his career, and someone we feel comfortable relying on if we need to. So He knows our league, and he's got international experience. So it's been fun. He's got some personality, so he's brought some energy into this. As many of the Jamaicans that have crossed paths with, they got a wonderful nature about themselves, and it's nice to have him.
Good deal. And the last one from me is just updates on two of your playmakers they have on this roster. Nelson Quiñones, we saw him on the bench last week, and then Eric Spianchenko.
Questionable.
You know, both questionable. And Nelson, we'll see. This is, the kid has. There's been so many ups and downs with him, and Eric as well this year. I mean, they both have had a real rough year, and I've been in those years, so it's tricky, So it's disappointing not to always have had them all year, and also, but you also on a human element, it can't be easy. For either of them,
right.
In particular Nelson. This has been a real grind, and every time he makes some strides, he gets a little setback. But from where he was, he's still pretty close. And there's going to be these setbacks when you have an injury like his, and it's just a matter of can everybody stay patient? And I really hope for his sake that this ends in the right way. And we got really good people on him and advising him. And we'll just keep pushing him forward, and it'll be a sweet day when he gets back on the field. That's for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach. Safe travels and best of luck.
Thank you.
Jesus, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, can you hear me today?
Gotcha. 1 out of 3 ain't bad, Jesus.
There you go. Coach, going back on the road of plays, you guys have done very well this season, but what kind of additional toughness is playing in Colorado, being higher up, and did you guys practice any harder to make up for that?
No, we didn't. That wouldn't be the recipe. It's altitude, but it's not. It's not Mexico City. It's not Cochabamba. It's a mile high. You get some dry throat, and the ball does manipulate. Moves differently a little bit, so you have to be aware of that. But by the end of warm-ups, you usually have a good feel. It is fast, and you do have some moments where you're like, "Wow, I'm in altitude," and then you get over it. You get your second win, and you roll. And I don't see it being that big a deal, but it's certainly a home field advantage in the way that the heat is for us, right? It should be for us. I know you guys are rolling your eyes at that one, and fair enough. But the heat also does prepare you a little bit for altitude, and some of the intense the heat that we deal with on a daily basis does help you a little bit. But for the new guys, they'll feel it a little bit. But again, you just get through it.
And Jack played kind of a super sub role with the U.S. men's national team. Obviously, he doesn't play that role here with you guys, but what, if anything, did you and the coaching staff see from the game about the position he played? Because, he had a couple of good shots. He should have probably scored 1 or 2 goals. What did you guys learn that maybe you guys can maybe translate into how he plays with Dynamo?
Nothing. Nothing. I would argue he's doing exactly what he does for us, but we just play him there more often, and he's going to be most likely utilized in that role if he continues his form of being a guy that comes in off the bench in certain scenarios. And they know he can score. They know he can provide. They know he has set-piece ability. And those things are critical to have on a team, and in some ways looking down the bench for certain scenarios. And so it was nice that, once again, he came into a game when it was a hair open towards the end there and a bit scattered. And you can see with time and space what he can do. And unlucky not to score a goal. And, he has another one that the goalkeeper makes a very impressive save on. And not to mention some of his passing. So we're fans. We want Jack to have success, and we want him to be on that plane to be a part of the World Cup team.
Thank you so much, Ben.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Wrap